Okay. Bad End Theater is a short little game by the team Nom Nom Nammy. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a, like, kind of choose your own story game where the majority of the ends are, in fact, bad. I'm also gonna turn it down. I feel like it's very loud. So let me just turn that down for us. I'm also gonna adjust this. Seeing this game, it looks fun. I played a little bit of it on stream before, like back when I had my first like indie Palooza event, which was like ages ago at this point. But also forgive me, I'm gonna be eating while we're doing this. So yeah, there's your characters kind of get like traits to them, and you can like choose your own story. So you can choose like how many traits you want your characters to have. And then you get like different stories with them. So there's like different paths. And depending on what personality traits you get different endings. So I haven't even gotten all the endings myself, as you can tell here. And I don't remember what traits I've done before. So... Whoops! Ah! No, go back! Back! Shit. I wanted to give him some traits. So, let's start by playing as the hero. We're gonna give him I would like to try and uncover some of the endings I haven't gotten, ideally. So... I think there's paths, like, everywhere, really. We're gonna try and be... the hero. We're gonna try and follow this path. So, hero... We gotta make the overlord antisocial, and then maiden obedient. Do we have to do anything to the hero just to us down that path? I don't know. Let's just try it. You are the hero. You like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from the occasional heroic adventures fighting evil monsters and whatnot. You are told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped, and is likely being held captive at the nearby demon overlord's castle. Who even puts a village right out next to where an entire demon armor hangs out? You don't get it. You're happy to protect the townspeople, though. You were born to play this role. I feel like the audio is still really loud, even though I turned it down. You head off on your adventure to rescue the maiden. But demon soldiers block your path. You could kill them to gain experience. Whoops. No. We're gonna flee like a coward from them. Forgetting your pride, you escape with your life. But you can't return home now. Your reputation will be ruined. You wonder how you'll ever be able to rescue that maiden all on your own if you can't even fight some lousy demon underlings. Take your chances at the castle. You're a hero after all. This is your job. On your way to the Overlord's castle, you spot a maiden heading back toward the village. She couldn't have come from the Overlord's castle, could she? This may be the exact maiden you're currently seeking to rescue. You approach her with curiosity. You ask the maiden what she's doing. Doesn't she know the Overlord's castle is, like, right there? It's dangerous. The maiden explains that she spoke with the Overlord, and it turns out the demons never had any diabolical plans to harm the village or anyone in it. Just a case of wrong place, wrong time. Got it. Believe her story, or she can't be trusted. Must believe her story. You have no reason to assume she's lying to you. Even though her story is kind of hard to believe, you feel you should trust her. You tell her you're pretty surprised that everyone has been wrong about demons all along. Townspeople must be informed of this immediately. The two of you return to your village. They've all been so worried. They praise you for your bravery. The maiden quickly sets the record straight. There was nothing she needed to be rescued from in the first place. Villagers look to you for explanation. You politely inform them this isn't your story to tell. You merely ran into her on the way to the castle. She explains that the Overlord isn't interested in capturing maidens, or anything of the sort. Villagers turn to you again in disbelief. They aren't being subtle on how little they trust this maiden's story. You totally believe her, but to placate these fair citizens, you volunteer to speak to the demons personally, just in case. Crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You're too busy thinking what a great and reliable hero you are to hear what they're saying. Tell the elder's voice breaks you out of your thoughts. He implores you to meet with the Overlord immediately, and says they'll all keep an eye on the maiden until you return. You figure that sounds alright. The mood was kind of intense for some reason. Did you miss something? You aren't sure what's going on, but you get the feeling it might be bad to leave the maiden out on her own. But she suddenly takes off running! You thought the two of you were in this together! Her actions have convinced the crowd that she's obviously been a liar and a witch from the start. People are shouting for you to hunt her and her demon friends down already, but that doesn't sound like a very heroic task. Can't help but feel these people are wrong. It's up to you to catch up to her, and talk to the demons in order to clear up the misunderstanding. Guys, clearly it's a big misunderstanding. Obviously. You valiantly dash after the maiden, towards the Overlord's castle. The air becomes dark and thick as you enter deep into the demon territory. Evil miasma? No, you realize it's just normal smoke. See the maiden ahead, but she's stopped in her tracks, the Overlord's castle engulfed in flames. You had only taken one eye off the maiden for a second, but she's already disappeared. You get closer to the castle, but the smoke is too thick now. You think of turning back. The maiden might need your help, but you can barely see. She could be impossible to find. She could have been lying to you all along. Was this a trap? Would it be worth risking your life on that chance? Your legs feel heavy. No.
Going in there would be suicide. Return to the villagers and tell them there was nothing you could do. You were too late. The maiden was claimed by the demons.
Bystander hero! Well, it's a new one. Okay. We probably have to do some more changes here. Sorry, I'm shoving this sandwich down my mouth before we continue. Also, again, just a reminder, folks, every donation has me changed to a different queer indie game. Plus, it's all just donations for the Trevor Project, which is a really good cause. Alright. Let's go to the maiden now. The Overlord's behavior is antisocial, and we have an obedient maiden, and a trusting hero. We could go down whatever this path is. Yeah, we kind of unlocked a new trait for... Okay. So we need an obedient and antisocial... You are a maiden. You live a peaceful village next to a spooky demon's overlord's castle. You are told that you are fated to be captured by the Overlord one day, because you are a beautiful young girl. Demon Overlords apparently love capturing those. You think of how you haven't heard of that actually happening to anyone, but maybe the demons just haven't been given the opportunity. Who knows? You are in church. You pray to your god, asking why you've been born to this role of maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really just curious of what the point is. You are impatient. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Maybe you'd understand your role better if you were to just hurry up and get captured already. You leave a note and venture forth to find a demon. Just to, you know, see what happens. Not long into your little adventure, a demon underling appears before you. It looks pretty scary. Let's introduce ourselves. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. You tell them that you were thinking maybe you could understand your role a bit better if you were to hurry up and get taken away by a demon already. The demon doesn't really seem to have been listening to you, which is a little infuriating. They agree to take you to their master nonetheless. After a long walk to the castle, you are introduced to the Overlord. You explain why you've come, and she squints at you. Turns out she never had any plans to capture maidens, or to do anything that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. This doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demons would one day seek you out and something awful would happen and then a hero would come to your rescue. You don't want to believe you've been lied to all along. Maybe you just haven't been maiden-like enough? You ask the Overlord what you should do to be a more suitable maiden. She doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny so much. She makes it sound so simple. This Overlord seems like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn more about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her more. Overlord tells you again that you should get lost. How rude! You just got here! Whoops. Do we obey her or refuse to leave? I truly don't know what we want for the path we're on. Let's refuse to leave. You put your foot down and tell her you're not going anywhere. You still want to fulfill your destiny, even if you have to make it happen on your own. She's a little frustrated at your stubbornness, but doesn't kick you out or anything. Hooray! The Overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little, you realize they might not be the ruthless monster you were raised to believe. As turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuse to send a hero out after them. You realize that must be why you'd never heard of any demons attacking your town. You express your gratitude to the Overlord on behalf of your village. She says you can thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of her servants getting killed off by them. I always thought demons were violent and unreasonable creatures, but it seems the Overlord could say the same of humans. You may be different, but really they're just trying to live their lives the same as you. I feel like you're starting to understand things a lot better. Maybe everything I said was just to deceive you and the other humans. What would you do if I turned out to be super evil all along? Even if she were to capture you now, you think this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. I kind of like not being told to expect demons to come after you all the time. You feel free. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself. Spending time with this Overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. As you think that, a hero enters the room. You're surprised to see him at first, until you realize he must have been sent to retrieve you. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. Hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. You apologize for causing trouble, but really, didn't anyone read the note you left? Jeez. Hero asks if you return to the village with him to give everyone the news of your safety. Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you give her a little wave as you exit the room. You'll be back soon! You're about halfway back to the village when you feel something is off. Unable to shake your concern, you look back over your shoulder. You stop in your tracks. The castle is engulfed in flames. Is the Overlord alright? You can't return to the village like this. You have to know. You have to be sure everyone is safe. You've already taken off before the hero can even think of stopping you. Scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. You quickly reach the Overlord's room, but the door is shut tight. The handle is too hot to touch. You're too weak to force it open. You pound your fists against the door helplessly. What were you thinking? This is all because you'd forgotten your role. Only a hero could pull this kind of thing off. You start to cough. Smoke is too thick. You can hardly breathe. You realize you haven't got much time left now. You desperately head towards the stairs to save yourself. The fire spread faster than you expected. You won't make it outside. You can't help but laugh. What a joke. A meeting. Saving the Overlord. That's the kind of fucking Yuri I want to read! Give me more! Maiden gets captured by a hot demon Overlord and then comes to genuinely love her. That's an anime I would read, that's an anime I would watch, that's a manga I would read. Doomed Yuri? Yes, please. Mwah! Chef's kiss. Yeah, tragic Yuri bug. If you just stayed true to your role, things wouldn't have ended like this. This is exactly the punishment you deserve. You let the demon fire cleanse your rotten soul. Selfless Maiden NB. Okay, that wasn't a new ending, unfortunately. Apparently I've gotten that one before. I can't remember. Okay, let's try and get a new ending with the maiden. If we're obedient. And the hero is trusting. And the Lord is antisocial. I want to get to this one. And then a disloyal minion. Let's try that. Okay, yep. Still fated to be captured. Respect the divine plan. Not long into your little adventure, a demon underling appears before you. It looks pretty scary. Okay, let's do this again. We're back to the Overlord. This time we're gonna obey her. You don't want to cause any trouble, so you figure it's time to go home. Along the way, you encounter a hero. He asks what you're doing. Don't you know the Overlord's castle is, like, right there? You explain everything that happened. He is very surprised that demons don't seem to be as malicious as you were raised to believe. Two of you return to the village, hoping to communicate this to everyone. They'd all been so worried and are very glad that the hero brought you back. You quickly set the record straight. You weren't rescued because there was nothing to be rescued from in the first place. Villagers seem confused and look to the hero for an explanation. Tells them that he only ran into you on his way to the castle, and that this isn't really his story to tell. You explain to them how you met the Overlord, and that she's not actually interested in capturing maidens or other mean things like that. Villagers look again to the hero for confirmation. Feel a little miffed that they seem to prefer his word over yours, but don't say anything about it. God. Even if this fantasy-themed video game, men getting the word over women is still, like, the norm. Bullshit. Hero proclaims that he believes your story, but volunteers to go talk to the demons himself, just to make absolutely sure. Crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You hear words like trickery and demon sympathizer being thrown around, which makes you frown. You're pretty shocked that everyone's this hesitant to believe you. Does the hero even trust you? You aren't sure anymore. An old man implores the hero to go speak with the Overlord immediately. He says you should be held prisoner and considered dangerous until a hero returns. Much to your disbelief, the crowd agrees with him, because of course, if you were conspiring with the demons, they can't afford to let their guard down. The whole village would be slaughtered by monsters. Hero isn't saying anything. You'll be tied up and tossed into a cell at this rate. If you're going to be held captive by anyone, it's going to be the Overlord. Not your fellow countrymen. Grab the hero and run. You boldly announce that you'll accompany the hero to prove yourself. You'd rather risk what's out there instead of staying in a village that doesn't trust you. No one seems to know how to react. You grab the hero by the wrist and take off before anyone stops you. Near the castle's entrance, you spy a group of suspicious demons congregating. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord! You have to warn her! The hero shakes his head. He says that if this is the true nature of the demons, the world is better off with less of them. Even when he says he believes her, everyone's like, but she must be lying cause women. Yeah, honestly. Oh, you can't trust the demon sympathizer? Bitch, fuck you! Why not? Maybe the demons are just really cool! You ever think about that? This isn't right, you think. What kind of hero passes up the chance to save a life? Humans have taken notice of you. It's now or never. You take off into the castle, and the unreliable hero follows shortly after. You burst into the Overlord's room, all your words spilling out at once. You should probably slow down, but there's no time! The Overlord seems to have followed your frantic explanation, but clearly doesn't understand the urgency of the situation. Underthing you recognize from before barges in, calling you a liar. You're surprised they were part of this evil plot. They seemed so nice. Other demons come in right after them, saying the whole thing was the first underling's idea. Everyone's shouting at each other. It's really stressing you out. You're relieved when the Overlord demands silence. She threatens them with violence, and you think she's very Overlord-like in this moment. A group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the little one behind. You watch as it pounds out the door in distress. Have they locked you all in? You have a bad feeling about this. I'm thinking that must have jinxed it, because now the room is engulfed in flames! If only you had ignored those demons before, you and the hero wouldn't have stumbled into this situation. If you just pretended not to hear them. If you had left as you were told, only the Overlord would have been killed. You couldn't have done that. That path isn't an option for you. You think that no matter what, you'll always strive for the path where everyone survives. It must exist. It must! Overlord seizes her underling. They beg for their life. You pray. You don't know what else to do, so you just pray. Overlord's claws pierce the underling's chest. They scream an awful scream. She digs and twists her claws into the poor thing while you continue to pray. There's no saving any of you now. You, the Overlord, the hero, and the underling's corpse are consumed by flames. Devout Maiden End. Damn. Okay. Underling endings. Let's go with Tyrant Overlord, Disloyal Underling, Hungry Underling, and then Dutiful Hero. Okay, let's try this. Let's see what we get. You are a demon underling, in service of the Overlord. You are particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. Or at least that's what your friends tell you. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. It's unbearably boring. Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the Overlord anyway. It's a lot of standing in one place, staring into nothing. You feel like you're going to go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the Overlord for a day off. She gives you an earful about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. You wait for her to finish her lecture before returning to your post. Again, folks, just a reminder, you can donate to the Trevor Project at the link in the pinned message. Don't feel as though you have to, but of course donations are always appreciated. And every donation has us play a new queer-focused indie game, so that's always fun. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everyone? You complain about the Overlord to your friends. They agree that she's kind of a snob, and totally deserves to be kicked off her throne. You only wanted to vent her frustrations, but the conversation somehow turned into an assassination plot. You should probably steer this into a responsible direction. No, you're sick of this Overlord holding you and your friends back. You agree that it's time for a change of management. Your friends suggest maybe you should be the new Overlord. You like the sound of that. You announce your first act of rebellion is to take the day off like you wanted. Friends aren't very impressed. You're sure that when you'll talk more about the assassination thing when you get back, which satisfies them. Sneak out of the castle to have some fun. Change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. As you make your way along the path to the nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. She seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come save her. You consider your options. Maidens aren't the best meal, but you figure you should live up to your demon name and strike back against the humans. You start devouring the maiden without so much of a second thought, and you feel quite proud of that. Other humans would surely praise you with curses if they were around to see. Oh man, if only someone could have been watching. Time to find an audience for your evil deeds. You wander into the nearby village. People are screaming and running away, throwing rocks at you and whatnot. You think that's pretty rude of them. They haven't done anything. Yet. Let's change your mind. Figure if people are this upset at just the sight of you, they won't fully appreciate any terrible acts you commit. Also, they might fight back. That probably wouldn't end well. You're just one little underling, after all. This little day has been adequately refreshing. You return to the castle, thinking you'll take a nap. After a few hours of sleep, you're rudely awakened by the sounds of battle. You emerge from your room to find that a hero has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a jerk! Bro, those are my homies! I can't believe you killed Dave from marketing! He was a chill guy! We like Dave! You look around at the lifeless forms of all those you've known as far back as you can remember. Feel glad to not be in their shoes. You also feel guilty to be thinking of that as you flee the castle, till you remember your role. Not as an underling, but as a demon. This kind of thing is expected of you. Maybe you'll start a new life, far away from any humans or demons, or you'll live peacefully, alone, in some deep dark forest somewhere. Deserter underling end. Okay, well that's another new one. Not the one I was expecting to get, but you know. Okay, now Overlord endings. Let's try and get one of those. Ow. My body hurts. Alright. Let's go. Dutiful hero. And see if we can do this one. So, underling have the day off, allows maiden to stay in chat. Okay, let's try this. You are the Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think. Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's even a role called Hero, whose whole purpose of life is just to dethrone you. What's their deal anyway? You've actively avoided pissing off the humans in the hopes they'll leave you and your army alone, but they never do. You're still new to the whole Overlord thing, if you're quite honest with yourself. You don't really understand the politics of it. But you remind yourself everyone is just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the Overlord they expect. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold that yourself to the higher standard like that. One of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupting your thoughts about how awesome you are. They're saying something about how boring it is to stand in one place guarding the castle all the time, especially since no one ever comes here anyway. You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. What to do with this underling? You tell them to go take a break from the stifling castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. Day off should be fine once in a while. They thank you and happily scurry off to do who knows what. You have nothing better to do today, so you decide to nap for a little while. Being the Overlord sure is great. You wake to a knock on your door. The underling from earlier brought back some company. It's a maiden from the nearby human village. She says her role is to be captured by you. Maiden then goes on to say that she's been getting very impatient thinking about her impending capture, so she's come here to speed things along. You appreciate her honesty, but regret to inform her you've never had any plans to capture any humans. She seems very disappointed by this. Perhaps I'm not performing my role well enough. How can I become more maiden-like? You don't really understand the question. You think this world puts way too much focus on destiny and junk. Just go home and stop worrying about it, you tell her. Maiden seems to be having a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that she stay and talk to you more. You feel warm inside. As she looks into your eyes, this is the first time a human has looked at you without contempt. You wonder what to say. You can't bring yourself to send this maiden away. She just got here. You enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that demons are not all what she expected them to be. You're glad that she seems to have an open mind about these kind of things. You also bring up how you always instruct your army to avoid humans, as to not agitate them and get heroes sent out after you. That explains why the people in my village have been left unharmed. It's because of your orders, isn't it? We are very grateful. You're surprised to hear her thank you. You've always thought of humans to be violent and unreasonable. That's why your servants are always getting killed, despite your efforts to leave them alone. But this maiden is different. You joke that maybe you've been lying to her this whole time. You were actually super evil all along. Maiden laughs at that, saying she wouldn't mind being held captive here. The people in her village are a little exhausting at times, she says. You can't tell if she's into you or not. Doomed Yuri! Doomed Yuri! Doomed Yuri! Doomed Yuri! You notice the sounds of battle have started ringing through your castle halls. The maiden is getting nervous, but you reassure her it's only your underlings roughhousing. No big deal. You know it's probably a hero, but you don't want to upset the maiden by telling her that. Your army will take care of it. Doomed Yuri! Doomed Yuri! Doomed Yuri! It isn't long before the hero bursts into your room. But he shouldn't have made it here. Why didn't they stop him? Hero just stands there, unsure of himself. He's covered in demon blood. As the maiden speaks to him, trying to explain the situation, you move past the hero and out the door. You're not thinking clearly. Seeing your servants' bodies in pieces all strewn about your castle is really taking it out of you. That hero did this? There's so much blood. Why? Why did he come for the maiden? Did he think she needed rescuing? There's no one for this hero to save here. There was never any harm meant to anyone. You were just talking to her. Why has it turned out like this? Hero starts babbling insincere apologies and excuses, realizing his wrongdoing. But you are far beyond hearing that kind of bullshit. You've had it with these humans always murdering your servants for no reason. You can no longer hold yourself back and lash out at the hero. You regain control. There's nothing left of the hero. The maiden has fled in terror. You are alone. Aww. That one's like the saddest yet! And that includes all the ones where they just die! Damn. Okay, I think I'm gonna try and get one more ending with each character. As much as I like this game, this is a game that I think is better in small doses. So I'm only gonna do one more ending with each character, and then we're gonna spin the wheel and play a different game, I think. Okay. Let's try a dutiful hero. Yeah, let's try like a dutiful hero. Let's aim for this one, whatever that one is. Okay, we're the hero. You make quick work of the vile creatures who stood in your way. You feel much stronger now. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You're faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. You gather your courage. This is what must be done in order to rescue the maiden. These are all evil demons anyway. The world is much safer with them gone. That's what you tell yourself while you kill one after another on your way to the Overlord's chambers. You find the maiden being held captive by the Overlord, just as you suspected. For some reason, you can't sense anything sinister happening? You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. This is no time to hesitate. She explains that she came here on her own, and was never in any danger. She hesitantly asks why you're covered in blood. You don't know how to respond. The Overlord moves past you and out the door, to see her army in lifeless, bloody piles. She's wailing. It's horrible. This is your chance, hero. You hope she'll let this whole thing slide if you could just explain yourself. You really try, but the Overlord is inconsolable. She tears you apart, and the maiden watches in silence. As you die, you can't help but think you probably deserved this. Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's valid. I get him. Okay, let's... Yeah, let's try a diplomatic and possessive overlord with the maiden. Okay, we pray. We explain the situation. Oh. Tell her you plan on returning soon, but she isn't having it. You feel nervous, the hero puts on a brave face for you. She won't let her go. Maybe you demons are evil after all, and if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You leave me no choice. Overlord suddenly jumps the hero. She tears into him with her claws. You want to cry out. The scream catches in your throat. You watch, because you can't look away. She really been lying to you all along, you wonder? Is this your punishment for questioning the divine plan? Overlord approaches you now. You back yourself into a corner. Her expression is complicated. Being captured by the Overlord in a horrible way like this was your destiny after all. She vows to keep you very safe from now on. You're afraid to find out what that means, but there's no one left to save you. You belong to the Overlord now. I mean... being captured by a hot Overlord really that bad? Yeah, like, yeah, she's become a little yandere and might kill anyone who tries to save us, but like, that's okay. I'm not against it, you know? Alright. Let's do another underling ending. Okay, let's try this. We have disloyal, underling, antisocial, obedient, trusting, and resolute. Okay, let's try this. You are a demon underling, blah 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 blah. Let's hear her out. You're in a good mood today, and are rather curious about what the maiden has to say. Humans don't usually talk to you, so this is kind of exciting. You hadn't guessed it would even be possible to understand each other before now. Maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line, from what you gather, is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. Seem to be getting along just fine, so you decide to take a nap. You don't get to sleep long. Your friends wake you up. Rude. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what your deal is. Say they're planning a whole revolution. They're gonna get rid of the current Overlord and put a new ruler in place. Want to hear if you're in or out. Being a pretty lazy underling, of course you reply with, that sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead? Friends question your loyalty to their cause. You tell them you're just joking, and clarify that you're totally in it to win it. Say you're always terrible with jokes. Whether or not you actually feel like killing the Overlord, you know how bad it'd be to end up on the wrong side of things. If this assassination deal doesn't pan out, you can always pretend you were innocent all along. Beneath your shield of faux confidence, worry about what you're getting yourself dragged into. You Follow your friends outside the castle to talk more about the plan. You're curious if they have any idea how they want to go about this. Figured they'd just lock her in a room and set it on fire. What a stupid plan. That could go wrong in so many ways. Realize your friends are just a bunch of directionless thugs, useless without someone's guidance. Your guidance! It's probably going to be casualties if you fought her hard on. While showy deaths make a revolution a heck of a lot more fun, it's probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree and suggest that you play the assassin. You really don't want to come to this. You can't back down now. You'll have to be the one to assassinate the Overlord. Besides, no one has any better ideas. You sneak into the Overlord's room. She's taking a nap, like usual. This is almost too easy. You silently approach your master. She looks so peaceful. I don't want to kill her. You figure the cleanest way to do this but to dig your claws into her throat, so you do just that. She wakes, but not in time to stop you. You watch as she chokes on her blood, cursing you, before finally expiring. That felt terrible. You remind yourself it was either her or you. You weren't about to let yourself get killed by anyone. They look pleased. Only now do you realize they must have planned to use you like this from the beginning. You're the new ruler of this castle. Your subjects bow before you. You live in fear that they will one day betray you, as you have betrayed your overlord. Oh, I've done that one before, apparently. Damn. I must have done something. Something different. Oh well. Doesn't matter. It's fine. Okay, let's do one more with the Overlord, and then we'll call things there. For this game, at least. I am starting to get a little tired. I don't know if I'll go for as long today as I did yesterday. I think I'm starting to run out of steam. To be fair, I haven't done like a big event in a while. I feel like I'm struggling to do them lately. I think I'm just like don't have the stamina to go for longer streams now. Okay. Let's do Tyrant Overlord, Hungry Underling, and Coward Underling. Tell them to get back to work. They'll look really unhappy with you, but you're sure they'll say thank you for this later. Venturing too from the castle tends to spell death. You dismiss the underling and lie down in your nice and comfy Overlord bed. All that lecturing made you want to take a nap. You fall asleep pretty quick. Just another one of your amazing talents as the Overlord. You're awakened by one of your underlings. They brought to you a hero who inquires about a missing maiden. Tell him you don't know anything. Humans never really visit this place. He believes you and goes home, to your surprise. Figured he might try and fight you, but you're glad to get back to your nap instead. So you wake up to something completely unexpected. Before you know it, everything around you is being engulfed in flames. What's going on? You try to escape, but something's blocking the door. You're having trouble forcing it open. What is this? Someone didn't want you getting out. Are you being usurped? They have zero foresight. What castle will they rule from if this one burns? You don't want to believe that your underlings have betrayed you. This is no accident. Those ungrateful bastards. Choke on the thick black smoke from the fire. Can't believe you're being done in by a bunch of cowards. You'll see them in hell. Damn. Okay. Let's spin the wheel and play another game. This might be the last game that we play today, whatever it might end up being. Let's spin the wheel and see what it is. It's Love Ghosty! Yeah, I intend to go till at least 3. I want to do at least a 5-hour stream. But I don't know. I feel like I'm running out of steam. To be fair, this past week was also a lot. And a lot of shit happened. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles, you know? Sometimes it just ends up that way. Okay. I think there's only a few endings of Love Ghosty that I haven't done on stream. I'm pretty damn sure. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna try and boot the game up. If you don't know Love Ghosty is a very cute game by Jamba Games. It's a very cozy little game. I was obsessed with it when it came out. I'm still obsessed with it. I still think it's, like, so cute and so cozy. I don't know how many of the endings we haven't done on stream. Okay, I'm skipping the tutorial. I'm very familiar with this game. We're gonna randomize the residents that have moved in. Mostly because... Ah, it's Apollo! Oh, it's Shamil. I love Shamil. High contender for the next game on your channel? Fair enough. To be honest, I don't know if I'd like Pragmata. Everything I've seen, like... I don't know. I don't know if I dislike it. Okay, I need to see what characters I've done. Because I feel like there's only a few I haven't done on stream. Yeah, we're skipping this. Yeah, like, there's only a few we haven't done on stream. Most of them I've done on stream at this point. So, we need to ensure that we're able to do those ones. Oops. So... Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Just because I've played a good chunk of this game on stream. I haven't played all of it. I think I have it listed as, like, a game we've completed, but we actually haven't. I just wanted to move on to other things. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna... Oops. Fuck, I think I have to restart in order to pick our people, because I do want to pick it. I be making a big mistake by doing that? Deleting that file? I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, we're gonna wait for the ad break to be done. We're gonna move in Sky and Beepo. And then we're gonna move in Shamel and Gerard. Okay. We saw Shamel's little move-in comic. As cute as it is. Sky. We got Beepo here. Who I love. I love Beepo. Beepo's such a cutie. And then Gerard, the edgelord. Okay. No! Okay, fuck. It doesn't... Shit. Oh, I screwed up. Damn it. I might have just screwed up my entire, like, progress on this game, actually. Hang on. I'm checking something, I'm checking something. I think I made a big error, a big boo-boo. Yeah, I think I, like, permanently deleted the save that I had going with, like, every bit of progress. Oh, that hurts my soul. Okay. That's not what I intended to do. So, we're gonna play something else. Not that I don't love Ghosty, just I lost my progress and made a screw-up. So now we're gonna play a different game, because I have lost motivation for that. No, it's okay. I just, like, I misread things. I had, like, a file where I had almost all of the endings, like, complete. And I misread it, and it was like, oh yeah, if we delete this file, that just means we're deleting, like, the day. Or this, like, current save. I didn't think it would delete, like, all my progress. That's on me. I'm the one who misread it. It's okay. It only hurts my soul a lot, but it's fine. Okay. Let's play something else! I'm sorry. To jump from one thing immediately to another. We're gonna play I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. Blah 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 blah. I was a teenage ex-colonist. Exocolonist, I mean. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, my heart hurts, but it's all good. It is what it is. Okay. This is a game by Northway Games. I've owned it for quite some time. There's also an archipelago currently in development for it, which is part of the reason I have it on this list. Are you surprised? I'm archipelago pilled. Okay. We are going to load this bad boy up. Okay. This is another game I am not familiar with. We're gonna give it a try. Wake up. Warning. This game deals with mature subjects that may not be suitable for all viewers. That's fine. Wake up to chaos, a confusion of light and heat and smoke. Fire. Your head is pounding. You must have hit it and blacked out, but you aren't sure how you got here. What on Vertumna is happening. Something important you need to remember. Your stomach lurches as the floor crumbles beneath your feet, then collapses. Your body aches, and your eyes burn from the smoke. A figure appears through the flame. It's your friend. Your friend. Wait, why can't you remember her name? She's gesturing and shouting at you, but all you hear is a ringing in your ears. You try to stand up, but one of your legs folds uselessly underneath you. It won't hold your weight. Your friend pulls you out of the rubble. She throws your arm over her shoulder and half drags you towards the door. Through it, you see a deep, eerie twilight, dark blue and cold against the heat of fire around you. Low season. Glowing eyes, you shake your head to clear your vision. Is that some kind of dog? Like from Earth? That's not a dog! That's not a dog, y'all! Creature howls and lunges, its jaws open. That ain't a dog! Yo! Musy! Thank you so much for the raid! Welcome! Hello! Welcome on, I'm Raiders. Hi! If you don't know me, I'm Appleseed. I'm your friend, the neighborhood blind goblin druid. I play a lot of indie games. I play games nostalgic to me. I play a lot of archipelago randomizers. I kind of just do my own thing, vibe, hang out, have a good time. And we are currently charity streaming for the Trevor Project. We're raising money for the Trevor Project. Every single donation has me play a new queer-focused indie game, and we've been doing that all weekend. So we just booted up here. I Was a Teenage Exocolonist, which is a game I'm not familiar with myself, but I've had on my list for a while, so we're checking it out. Okay. You are born on the stratospheric Earth's first colony ship. Halfway through its 20-year voyage to a wormhole at the edge of the Sol system. Your parents run the hydroponic gardens, which make fresh air and vegetables for the ship. Like the other colonists, they bravely chose to make this one-way journey to the uncharted planet Vertumna 4th, in the hope that they could escape Earth's troubles. They had you the old-fashioned way, merging their genes like they merge their cultures and traditions. They name you... My name's Appleseed. My name's always Appleseed. That's my name. Love the Trevor Project. They're such a good charity. I try and raise money for them every single Pride. I try and do some sort of charity fundraiser. Last year I did, like, Date Everything for the Trevor Project, because that's when Date Everything came out. Which I had on my list as a potential game for this time around, but... Aww! Aww! I'm adorable! Okay, you can choose pronouns, of course. We're gonna do she, her. I'm gonna have a feminine appearance, personally. You're a bright-eyed child with an active imagination. Sometimes too active, your mom says. Oh, what the hell? There's like a whole hotbar here. You have vivid dreams of things you've never experienced. Dirt under your feet, skies overhead, endless jungles and strange animals. Wonder if this is what Vertumina would be like. Every child on the stratospheric is given one genetic enhancement. By age 6, you see the first signs of yours. God, I wish I could have a calm temperament. What is an absorbent brain? What does that entail? Extra fingers is kind of fun. Same with eagle eyes. I'm so curious about absorbent brain, though. I have to go with that. Professor Hal says kids learn fast because their brains are like sponges. But when people get older, they can't absorb as much stuff. Not for you! You're always learning, and your curiosity knows no end. The other kids have trouble keeping up with you, but one tries. Energetic and loyal Anemone, tough and gentle Cal, bold and confident Mars. Pride and adventurous Diz, studious and mature Tangent, shy and sweet Tammy. Give me energetic and loyal Anemone. Anemone is the most enthusiastic person you know. Your favorite memory is the time she taught you how to play Zero-G sports ball after class. She never means to get you into trouble, but somehow you always seem to find it together. You're 10 years old when the ship finally reaches the wormhole. Professor Hal says it's like a doorway to other star systems. Planet Vertenma 4th. Vertenma 4 on the other side. You run emergency drills for months to prepare. When the day finally comes, it starts with a rumble. But things start to slide off the tables. You hurry to gather near the escape pods, just in case. The emergency area is crowded with families. It's going to be fine, Appleseed, your dad soothes. We'll be through the wormhole and down on the planet before you know it, just like we've practiced. Your mom gives him a sharp, worried look. Okay. I'm already immediately intrigued by this. Like, this already seems like the type of game I'd really enjoy. A lot of choices matter type stuff, and I really, really like that, personally. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to get comfy in my chair. Red emergency lights switch on as a siren begins to sound somewhere distant in the ship. You try to breathe slowly like you were taught, but you're very scared. You look at a porthole. The stars are gone. When you're frightened, you bawl like a baby. It feels good. You aren't the only one. Nearby, your classmate Tammy has tears streaming down her cheeks. Mars is trying to quietly console her. She sighs as your wailing makes Tammy wail even more loudly. Your dad puts his arms around you as you let it out. You wait. The shaking builds. Then everything starts to get very weird. The hallway stretches, and you're stretching too. Your arm's impossibly long, your head feels like it's slowly filling like a balloon and contracting down to the size of an atom at the same time. Is this the wormhole? You hear the distant, ominous squeal of metal giving way as the ship shudders and lurches in slow motion. The weirdest part is a sense of deja vu. You're sure this has happened to you before, and you know somehow that everything is going to be okay. The shuddering reaches a crescendo. You hear an impossibly loud crunch and feel weightless for a few seconds before gravity slams you back against the wall, head first. You black out. As you slip unconscious, you feel yourself twisted out of time. It's today, yesterday, and tomorrow, all at once. And more than one tomorrow. Lots of them. Different tomorrows. Find yourself in a place that you know from your dreams. Tilled fields, dramatic ridges, and a stranger, but also not a stranger. Grinning as she grabs your hand. Hurry up, she says. I'm not gonna let you miss this.
Distantly, you can feel the ship's shaking has stopped, and you hear your parents' worried voices. Feeling safe, you slip further into the warm embrace of the stars. You drift. Gradually, your consciousness reforms. You wake up in the medbay. The medbed under you plays a soft tone, and an automated voice speaks.
2 weeks have elapsed. The patient's cranial injury has completed healing. They may now be safely discharged.
As the fog lifts from your head, you realize something seems different about this room. So bright. Try to focus on the window. Something is definitely different. Instead of the familiar blackness of space, bright light from twin blue and yellow suns is streaming through the windows. You peer out and see fields, grass-walled domes, and walls ringed by giant mushroom-like trees. There are construction materials everywhere, and people walking around, outside, on the ground. You better get out there and join them.
Oh, I wasn't expecting to, be able to walk around.
Huh.
Oh! Tammy jumps as you step out of the ship's quarters behind her. You're awake. Are you all better? You better go see your dad.
She points southeast towards some geodesic domes. To walk, click on the ground. Click on characters to talk to them.
Tammy looks concerned. You slept for so long after you bumped your head, she says. I bet your parents were worried. Your dad is working over in geoponics. Near those domes. They're called greenhouses. I would go with you, but this is as far as I've been from the ship since we landed. That's scary outside. Engineering.
Appleseed! Your dad gives you a big warm hug. I'm so happy you're finally awake. Dr. Instance thought it would be best to keep you asleep while your noggin healed. Your mother and I thought you might sleep away the whole year, my snoozy little gooseberry. Checks your hat and looks relieved. He was clearly very worried about you, but covers it with jokes and smile. Welcome to Vertuna, he says, gesturing around you. You've never seen the stratospheric from the outside, except in pictures. Ship has been separated in two, and parts taken off to form other buildings and a big wall around the whole colony. The alien jungle creeps right up to the wall. Only the geodesic greenhouses pass outside it, dotting their way up the hill. Don't worry about that, my dear aubergine, he says. Nothing that could hurt you. We just don't want you getting lost in the big world out there. Oh, before I forget. Do you know what day it is? He asks. You honestly don't. You remind him you've been asleep in the med bay. Happy birthday, he shouts. Your birthday already? You feel a dizzying sense of deja vu. You stare hard at the wrap package. You know what exactly is in there. You remember it. No, you dreamed about this package. Some years ago on the ship, inside will be a small medallion in the shape of a sun that your dad made by hand. How did you know this? It's exactly as you imagined, as you dreamed. Feeling panic rises in your throat. Your hand shakes. But how? Are you okay, Appleseed? Dr. Instance shouldn't have let you out so early. Sometimes those sleeping meds take a while to wear off. It might make your head feel funny for a few hours. Listen, I'm sorry, Appleseed, he says, but I have to get back to work. There was an accident when we landed, and don't worry, we're going to fix it. Your mother and I. Professor Hal is expecting you in classes, if you're feeling up to it. Or you can relax in our quarters till you're feeling better. We'll talk later tonight. Have a wonderful birthday, Appleseed. I love you. Enter buildings, click on the door or the flag beside it. Then choose an activity for the month to gain skills and advance time. There are 13 months a year and 10 years to the end of the game. You only have time to focus on a few things.
See Diz sitting on the ground behind some bushes. Is he hiding from somebody? Kids aren't allowed past the walls, he says quietly. They say there's nothing to be afraid of. Then why do we need walls? You stare at the gate and have a sudden rush of memory so strong you think you might faint. Imagine something crashing through the wall. Something enormous and dark and wiggly. For years in space, you've had your half-remembered nightmares of monsters, of your ship being destroyed, of sifting through wreckage that used to be your home, trying to find something. Your dad always told you the dreams weren't real. Breaking from your daydream, Diz whispers, I think there are monsters out there. No, you don't, he says. You're being sarcastic, I can tell. Nobody believes me. Stop making fun of me, Diz pouts. You're as bad as Mars. Hi, Appleseed! An enemy seems really at home here. She's rolling a sports ball around with her foot, making patterns in the weird blue snow. The stuff is different from the snow on Earth. Because it isn't cold, but it's still neat, and you can make stuff out of it. Foggy head clears a little. An enemy is simple, physical, real. You always feel grounded near her. School! I wondered where everybody's was. Guess I'm gonna be late for humanities class. She doesn't look very bright, too. It's okay. Professor Hal is chill. He won't mind. We should probably go now. She grins and starts running towards engineering. Hey! Race you! No fair! She's getting a head start. Okay, I can study humanities or study life sciences. +2 creativity, +2 persuasion. Welcome, Appleseed. Professor Hal greets you. I hope you're all warmed up and ready to study the glorious humanities. History, literature, language, media, and philosophy. And yes, if you're lucky, we'll have a little ancient earth poetry too. By the way, if anyone is interested in taking engineering classes, please register through Congruence's scheduling system when you have a chance. She'll be helping me teach them. Today's assignment is an easy one. I'd like you to write an essay on what the Vertumna colony means to you. +5 loyalty. Vertumna colony is a bastion of security in an otherwise chaotic universe. Well, you don't put it that poetically. To write about its big strong walls and steadfast guards and how much you like your bedroom snug in the belly of the ship. Go to worker class, you play a quick card challenge as the month passes. Move cards to fill the 5 panes and make the best hand you can. Yes, order matters. If your total on the circle on the right reaches the goal value, you win. Depending on your cards, some challenges can't be won, but you can still get a reward for doing your best. Bonus for flushes, same color together. Bonus for pairs, same number together. Bonus for straights, increasing left to right. More cards in a flush, pair, or straight, the higher the bonus added to your total. Cards can also affect each other and can be rearranged to find the best total score. I did it! You worked well this month. +1 creativity. Your skills increase when you work or go to school, with extra skills if you win the challenge, and a kudos bonus if you make the highest— Ah! Jesus! I get too easily spooked. I'm Dead Ghost! Shiro! Thank you so much for the raids! Thank you both so much! I hope you had good streams. What were you up to today? Welcome on, Raiders! Hi! If you don't know me, I'm Appleseed. I'm your friendly neighborhood plant goblin druid. I play a lot of indie games. I play a lot of games nostalgic to me. I do a lot of archipelago randomizers, charity stuff, and whatever other silly things I feel like. And this weekend, we're charity streaming for the Trevor Project. I've been streaming for a good chunk of the weekend. We've been playing queer indie games and raising money for the Trevor Project. Every single donation has us play a different queer indie game. Just indie games with like an LGBT focus or featuring like LGBTQIA+ rep. And yeah, we're playing currently. I was a teenage exocolonist. Colonist. I keep saying colonist. I don't know why. Words are hard. I've been streaming a lot. My brain is a little fried. But thank you guys so much for the raids. I appreciate it. If folks want to donate, you can do so at the pinned link in my the link in my pinned message. But don't feel like you have to. Only do it if you can or if you're one. Your skills increase when you work or go to school, with extra skills if you win the challenge, and a kudos bonus if you make the highest scoring hand with your cards. Working also increases stress, which prevents you from working if it reaches 100. To relieve stress, take a month off to relax in the quarters wing. Parents have been working from first dawn to well after dinner every day. You know growing food is an important job, and it's vital to get crops in the ground right away. There seems something more than that. Such a strange from growing up on Stratospheric. When you saw them all the time, you stay up and wait for them at night before going to bed. Though you can tell they're exhausted, they make an effort to spend time with you. Sorry we haven't seen much of you, little gooseberry, your dad says. Your mom watches as she works a pebble out of her gardening tiller, which also serves as a crutch. How have you been holding up? Glad to hear that, your mom says. I want you to study hard, work hard, and stay out of trouble. And Professor Hal will give you kudos if you get good grades. You can spend those at the depot once it's open. You know, I think there are lots of different ways to learn, and school is just one of them. You can learn working on a hobby or by helping a friend. We both agree that this colony is an experiment, and that means we're going to do things differently than on Earth. You're old enough now to start making your decisions about your education and future. That means you find your own way. We'll accept that. We'll be proud of you no matter what you do. Try talking to your friends. They may have ideas for how you can spend your time. And come by geoponies. We could use your help. Early quiet. Mid quiet. An ad break is starting soon, y'all. Apologies. An enemy is bumping a sports ball with her wrists, trying to keep it up in the air. Heads up, she shouts! And bumps the ball in your direction. Thinks fast! You catch the ball with your wrists, bop it up, and headbutt it back to an enemy. Whoa, nice moves, Appleseed! You bounce the ball back and forth with her, trying to see how many times you can rally and keep it going. An enemy tells you about the new sports ball court. A proper regulation-sized court. Way bigger than the little 0G one on the Stratospheric. Her brother Calm is coaching the junior sports ball team this year. He's so great. He's good at everything, especially spiking. He's coaching me to play awesome like him. You should come join us. Find your mom hard at work setting up the greenhouses. Looking for something to do? Remember, Appleseed, you're responsible for your own schedule now that we've landed. You can decide how to spend your time, so long as it's productive. Professor Hal's still expecting you in class, but a well-rounded education includes practical application. You're old enough to help with the work around here. I've got another minute. Anything you need to know? Okay, so they're farmers. What's happening in engineering?
Hal's teaching classes on life science, engineering, humanities. If you pass all your tests, maybe he'll let you work there in a few years. Father thinks you're old enough that school is optional. I don't agree, but I'll be honest with you. We do need every pair of hands we could get. If you want to work here with me in geoponics, I'd suggest studying life science. If you don't have a good grasp of biology and ecology, I'm going to stick you on shovel duty. If you need to take a break, you can visit the lounge and see your friends. Too young for defense training. What have you been up to? Seasons, he shouts. I miss seasons. Back on Earth, it got much, much colder, and the snow wasn't half as pretty as our spark snow. We wait until dust seasons. Both the suns will be setting in the sky, and it'll be real hot then. Hey, Appleseed, Mars calls out to you. Come here. I have a job for you. It's so gross here. The spark snow would ruin my good clothes. At least on the ship we had climate control. Ugh. Tammy made me some soy sweets, but there's no way I'm going out like this in all this weather. Since you're running around in it, could you fetch some for me? Good! She'll probably just be down the hill near our quarters. She's scared to take more than a few steps from the door. All she wants to do is hide inside and make sweets. Tammy is staring obliviously at the sky, smiling to herself. Oh, hello, Appleseed. Did you need something? Oh, it's so nice of you to help out Mars. She's a very important person, you know. 1 order of mango soy sweets, made fresh this morning. Please tell Mars that she can have the scarf back, okay? She used some for Kudos to nano-print it for me, because it's so dusty here, but I think I'm getting used to it now. Mars is so cool. Sometimes she's kind of bossy, but I know she really cares, too. Aww, Tammy has a little girl crush on Mars. Administrator seeks looking for someone to do delivery jobs. I don't want to do it because, like, ew, running around out there? No. I could play sports ball. Ew, imagine me playing sports ball. Gross. I kind of want to do engineering classes, actually. That sounds kind of fun. Biology and chemistry are the wet sciences, then engineering must be a dry one. So I'll be learning math, physics, computing, robotics, architecture, and astronomy. I like these character designs. I think they're really neat. Bam. I got a heart with the cute girl, apparently. This week you had a few more bouts of deja vu, remembering what somebody is about to say or do just before they do it. Sometimes they actually do it, but not always. This morning, you were sure Professor Hal was going to trip on the uneven floor in the cafeteria and spill his plate of hash browns. He even told Mars to watch. He didn't, though.
Professor Hal walked away, his hash brown safe for today. Mars called you a liar and a dummy. At night, your dreams are all mixed up with stuff that you know can't be real. Chased by monsters the sides of buildings, only to be saved by strange people you've never met. Holding hands with someone you love, you're crying as you help lift a shrouded body into the colony recycler. Everything seems so familiar. But when you try to recall their faces when you wake up, they're smeared in your memory like wet paint. What if those things haven't happened yet, but they will someday? Yeah, it's a timeline crisis. That's what I kind of assumed. It's alternate realities. Or something like that. Anytime you try to tell someone, think you're playing a trick, or that you're sick and need to go to the med bay. Your parents have so much on their minds already. You have a feeling that something's happening at Geoponics that they don't want you to know. When they come home at night, they look really sad. You don't want to make things worse. Okay, now we're in the late quiet. Tangent is hunched over at her hollow palm. Frowning and poking angrily at the air, she speaks without looking up at you. Should be a cow log on the colony HoloNet. Tangent is dubious, but agrees to try your idea. The two of you run around the colony yard, taking pictures of all the different plants you can find, making up fake science-y sounding names for them, like Wonkius shrubbius and Purpleus gracium. After an hour, you've categorized 51 different species. Tang doesn't think it's a very complete list, or have a very scientific method, but she figures you must have learned something. On the ship, adults are always saying, "No running, an enemy, no running," but outside there's so much room. You can run for 5 minutes in one direction, even more after the robo plows clear the land for farms. Why can't it be tough enough? I was hoping there'd be pictures of all the things. Guess not. That's okay. Oh, who are you? It's Cal! Cute. I like him. Hey, Appleseed. Real ground is way harder to hover on than ship floors. There are bumps everywhere. Oh, no, wait. I didn't mean it like that. It's actually really cool. Look! It's a skate pole. Sure, but, please be careful. Mom says if I break my hoverboard, we can't make another one. Okay. We're making some friends. I want to help my parents. My parents are stressed. I want to help them out. We'll shovel some dirt. Looks like you're working for your old lady. I hope you don't expect me to go easy on you just because you're my daughter. Get comfortable with this. Now, any questions before you start moving that dirt? Construction crews already claimed all the hover lifts. They'll break down in a few years anyways, and we don't have the materials to fix them. We're planet side now. Use your muscles. Nature's hydraulic pistons. That's my girl. Ooh, I need to, rest. Looking for more difficulty? This hard challenge option will keep you on your toes. I don't know if I want them on. Want to focus on the story? This will replace future minigames with a quick coin flip based on your age and skills. We win! I'm gonna have to rest next month, though, because I have a lot of stress. Too much stress. Early pollen? Aw, pollen spring. That's cute. I like that. Do you want to play dolls? I sure do! You don't think Tammy will ever be too old to play with dolls. If anything, she has even more of them now. Cute. I like Tan. Tan here is cool. I don't have enough reasoning to study with her. Damn it. I feel like I'm stretching myself a little too thin. I don't know if I'm supposed to be focusing on one specific thing, maybe? Okay, we need to, like, rest and relax. Forget one memory. Ooh. Interesting. Air smells so good on Vertunma. And so does the dirt, even. Holy crap, there's so much space to run around and play in! School is expanding to some of the empty engineering bays. We're getting a big new lab to do experiments using local resources. There's so much to learn about this planet. Tang's right. School is important. Had less of the deja vu dreams come to life feeling this week. You're starting to think you'd even imagined it. But suddenly you get a prickling sensation in the back of your neck and remember that Mars is about to enter the lounge and tell everyone to look outside. You stare at the door. Mars walks in, as if on cue. They're hoisting a flag over command. You know what that means, right? Vertumna is officially humanity's first exocolony, ever! This is history, kids, and we were there. Did I want to forget? Why would I guess you could only have so many cards, probably. For now, I'm gonna keep them. I don't know if I want to forget something. Maybe let's forget crawling? I don't know. You wake from an afternoon nap. Oh, I'm sorry, Appleseed. I didn't mean to wake you up. It's just so nice outside with pollen sparkling in the sunlight. Want to open the windows. Since you're awake, you should visit the cafeteria. Auntie Sedent is making a new kind of candy. It's made of cotton. Isn't that weird? Oh, hello, antecedent. Here, try some of this. We used to have it on Earth. Cotton candy! Mom had to run up to some kind of council business, so you and your dad are playing a holo game together. Appleseed. So sorry to tell you this, but there was an accident this afternoon in the creche. What?! Tammy's fucking dead?! Oh my god! What the hell? You try to understand her words. Tammy? Dead? That's not possible. Suddenly remember the cotton candy you were saving to give Tammy. Pink and fluffy, just like her hair. Put your hand in your pocket to get it, but what comes out is a sticky, dark red lump of hard goo.
Stare at it, mind blank. You aren't used to dealing with death, and you don't know what you're supposed to say or do. Sort of mumble an okay, then get changed and crawl into bed, full hour before your bedtime. Try to fall asleep, but you toss and turn for hours. You hear your parents whispering when they come to bed, thinking you're asleep. You hear the words crush and electric shock. You eventually drift off to fitful dreams of that small, sticky red lump of cotton candy.
Like, I'd heard that things could get, like, serious in this game, but I wasn't expecting a friend to fucking die.
There's no reason for that hollow projector to break. Professor Hal said it was recently serviced, and nothing was wrong with it before. It just blew up for no reason.
Nobody would have wanted to hurt her, so why? How?
Sorry, Appleseed. I want to think about this some more. I hate when I can't find the answer. Stupid planet, stupid creche, stupid spaceship, stupid everything. Why'd she have to die? It's not fair. Kids aren't supposed to die. Tammy got shocked by a broken hollow projector, the one in the creche with the dancing teddy bear. Fuck, man. I miss her too. Me too. Me really, really too. Tammy always liked these flowers, he mumbles. Sometimes I picked some for her. Don't tell your mom, okay? Mars is staring into space, looking somber. She doesn't even notice as you come up beside her, and barely reacts when you say hello. She used to sit down the hill there, in that spot in the sun. Every morning she'd just sit there for hours in the sun, doing nothing, just being happy. Now she's dead. How's that for fair? Of all the people, how come it had to be my friend? Fuck, man. You never struck me as particularly responsible or organized.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting a child to die early on in this game. That hit my heart harder than I thought it would. Study engineering again. Colony is going to hold a funeral for Tammy. Colonists gather in the recycling room. Bringing organics down to be recycled here is one of your chores. But you only come here for a funeral twice. Both times the colonists had passed away from natural causes during the 20-year-long journey from Earth. Tammy's dad, Uncle Tonin, is here as well as your parents and antecedent, the rest of the council. Cal is here with his mom and her partner, already crying in their arms. The room is packed with people. The feeling of grief is so thick you could taste it in your mouth. Governor Dicot stands before the assembled crowd. There are no words to ease the pain we feel today. There's only the sad company of those of us left behind to share the burden of that grief. Tammy was our child, one of the first humans to be born in space, and the first to die on the alien planet. In her short life, she exemplified the very arc of human accomplishment, bending hopefully towards life beyond our humble Earth. She is the first of us who could truly call Vertuma home. Her passing was as senseless as it was sudden. Losses like this are impossible to hold within oneself, a painful reminder that life is impossibly precious and fragile. They also remind us, as always, that as a community we are capable of great strength. As a community, we remember Tammy. As a community, we return her body to the soil that nourishes us. In this way, Tammy, our child from the stars, will never truly be lost to us. I want you to know that you don't need to be okay. If you want to take the rest of the month off, everyone's going to understand. The prospect of just going to school like everything is normal is too much to handle. You end up spending the whole month alternating between sleeping, scrolling the HoloNet, and staring into space. It's restful, at least, and everyone gives you the time you need to process Tammy's death. Appleseed, we need to discuss my brother. I need you to figure out why he's been disappearing. Ever since we landed, I barely see him anymore. He doesn't even come home at night sometimes. People are becoming worried. She's worried about you. She doesn't care about me. Tangen's just worried she'll get in trouble if I don't come home one day. She doesn't care about anything but her schoolwork. Damn. I really like this game. I'm like very much already addicted, and I'm like, I'm gonna play the shit out of this, like, off stream. Maybe we'll continue this on stream too. I really like it. You know what? Let's go deliver things. Let's be a delivery boy. There we go. I was like, I knew I can't arrange this in such a way. It's time for Vertumnalia. That's a festival. Everyone cheers and a claps. Members of the council all get up on stage, one at a time, to give short speeches. And it's your mother, Flulu's turn. She announces that tonight you'll be eating some of the first crops grown from Vertumnian soil. What is a festival without festivities? Bot wrestling. I'm gonna wrestle that bot. Story challenges 3 rounds instead of 1. After every round, you'll keep the cards you didn't play and unlock an extra slot to play them in. Okay, let's do next round. We need 30 now. This doesn't look good for me, folks. I think I might just have to accept defeat. Defeated. An enemy's brother Calm is the judge. Sit on the hydraulic prop and use your weight at first. Maybe next year. Okay. Now we're at mid-dust. Oh, an enemy has scales. That's cool. I'm sorry, I should have been reading this out. I look like a fighter jet from the holes. Like when they'd stencil your kill cat on the plane. Find a hefty red Xeno egg. What does that mean? Study engineering again. Okay, now we're at late dust. Oh, I can give someone my things. Cool. Okay, right now my reasoning's decently high. And my toughness. Not sure how I managed to get those two decently high, but... Yeah, I'm gonna focus on, like, engineering, I think. How do you know so many things? What's your job? Hal has modded me to... Why did the computer cross the road? Okay. I'll win that one. It's almost our birthday again. Tangent is watching a construction crew build scaffolding. They're using mesh wood. Human beings are so great. Been learning about adaptability in writing a biology class. Books say it's what sets us apart from the animals. Like, we don't need fur, because we can make warm clothes. And if it's too hot, we can make air conditioners instead. Thorpe Smith looked cute, but one can eat through a bag of rice in less than 30 minutes. Even a herbivore can be dangerous here. It doesn't want to have to eat you to be able to hurt you. I'm living proof that humanity is greater than biology. All of us are really with our genetic enhancements. We're the next step in humanity's evolution from great ape to galactic superspecies. Should I have told on Diz? Is that a good idea? I don't know. I'm gonna do more engineering work. This is my weird thing I'm focusing on. I think it's good in these kinds of games to take one thing that you, like, really focus on. So, engineering. Engineering is my thing. I've decided. You're having a terrifying familiar dream. A monster crashing through the walls. Unfathomably large, every part of it wiggling and moving around and searching for something. It tramples through the colony as you watch helplessly. The bedroom window is covered in water. Thunder! It's a thunderstorm! Your dad is awake too, watching the rain from the large porthole in the kitchenette. He gives you a hug and you gaze out together. It means we'll have plenty of water for the crops. Pure, healthy water, just like on Earth. Everything's going to be okay, my little potato. I love how he has, like, a series of food-themed nicknames for us. Okay. I'm gonna be real, y'all. I'm starting to hit, like, a really hard wall. I think, like, just the exhaustion of this past week has just, like, all of a sudden hit me. I'm gonna age up, and then I think I might call things there. I was hoping to go for longer, but I'm just, like, I'm getting really tired. And mentally starting to kind of fade out, too, which isn't good. Ooh, I can cheat. I cheated. Yeah, I've done a lot, and also just, I don't know, I think my brain is all of a sudden feeling just a little stressed, admittedly. I apologize. Yeah, I'm busy all the time. It's nothing new, but I want to study with Tang. I like Tang. You and Tangent sync your hollow palms and play a game together where you race to assemble chemical compounds. Tangent is a whiz at it. You can tell she's hiding a smile when she looks over to your shoulder to help you with a tricky algorithm. Okay, we need to lower our stress. So we're gonna relax this month. Yeah, I want to keep my memories this time. See a hollow stream from Mars. They named it Glow Season because, like, everything is crazy glowing. Staying the heck inside. What's the point of even going out if you can't see anything? It's gonna be a long, boring month. Peek out the window. The wormhole is the biggest you've ever seen it, like a massive fiery ring in the sky. The planet must be close to it now, and out in the jungle, something new is taking place. The plants are flowering, glowing, iridescent blooms. Everything is full of life. Now we're in Glow. Oh, this is so pretty! What the hell? This is cool as shit! Study engineering again. It's daytime when the emergency sirens start up. You look towards the gates. They're open. They shouldn't be open. The alert blares out of every speaker. It's the same one you use for hull breaches and fires. In space, it meant you were supposed to go to the nearest emergency shaft and put on a spacesuit. You hear shouting and loud popping noises. Is the colony under attack? Find Des in the creche and join him in hiding under the arts and crafts table. Lights are dim. You scared? He asked quietly. I thought I would be, but I'm not. I'm not scared of something like this. You can't help but glance at the hollow projector on the wall, the one that electrocuted your classmate Tammy earlier this year. You grew up here. It feels weird to be hiding here, like you're little kids again. Tonin was Tammy's dad. How can he be sure it's safe? How can he be sure anything is safe? You're relieved when your parents arrive with an ashen-faced Cal. They won't talk about what happened at Geoponics. After 2 weeks of darkness, with the blue sun barely skimming the horizon, begins to move higher in the sky and daytime returns. Council admits they don't know how the gates were opened or how the creatures got in. Some of the attacking creatures were once thought to be docile. Others were species nobody had seen before. It's like something had driven them. At least nobody was killed this time. Now we're back to quiet. Childhood is fleeting. The game will end when you reach age 20, so you should focus on a few skills to improve and friends to spend time with. Use the Skills and Friends button at the top left of the screen to keep track of them. Good luck. Joke's on you, I was already doing that! Hello, friends. I'm gonna save. And then I think I'm gonna call things there. I was really hoping to go for longer, but I'm hitting such a hard wall. I've been streaming for too long. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this weekend, though. We raised $120 for the Trevor Project, which is huge, and I'm very excited and happy for it. Thank you guys so much. For now, we're gonna find someone to throw a raid over to. Tomorrow, I'll be back in action. I'll be doing something with Arcnon, probably. I imagine probably just more of the Pridepalooza. So you guys can see us then. For now, though, let's find someone to throw a raid over to. We are going to raid into... You know what? We're gonna raid into Broa. We're gonna raid into the Broasaurus, playing Sulfur, which I am not familiar with. So we're gonna raid into him. He was here earlier. We're gonna share the love. Thank you guys so much. I'm sorry for ending this early, but I hope you had a fun time hanging out with me and being a part of the event. Thank you guys so much. Bye-bye, folks. Take care. See you.